Hey YouTube, it's Dawn. I'm welcoming you to a new playlist on my channel. This is my movie review section where I will be reviewing various movies here and there that I see over time. Some of them will be good, some of them will be bad, some of them I will just be fangirling out. Fair warning, I'm a fangirl. I fangirl out. Sorry, it's true. I can't hide it, but that's what it tends to be sometimes. So anyway, I'm going to get on with this first review, and it is for Star Wars The Force Awakens. Generally, when I look at a movie, I look at it one of two ways. I look at it, one, as a fan of the movie, as someone that enjoys just sitting back, unplugging from reality, and just watching the movie. Other times, I'll look at it as a storyteller. As you may or may not know, I am a self-published author. And a lot of times, that tends to rewire your brain, the way you look at things most of the time. So if I say a lot, I do apologize. I am working on that. Okay, so Star Wars The Force Awakens. Let me start from one of the very first things that I noticed when I was sitting in a movie theater. When I went and saw it, first thing I noticed, whoever put together the package for the trailers, and you might think that this is just like off topic, and it kind of is, but whoever put together the trailers for this movie, like the trailers that play before the movie starts, they did a really good job, because there have been plenty of times where I'm in a movie and it's an action blockbuster and I'm expecting to see stuff with explosions, with superpowers, with gunfire, TNA, and then I see some sappy love story and it's like, what the hell? No, I don't want to see this. But no, we got some really decent trailers with this one. But most of them I saw online, and yeah, I ended up enjoying the package that they put together for the trailers before The Force Awakens. Now with the movie itself, I really don't want any spoilers. I know too many people are going to see this movie. They want to see this movie, but they don't want it spoiled for them. I'm respecting that, and I'm not posting any spoilers. Please, don't do that. That's like not really cool. If you're just going around and you're like, hey, this happens and this happens, and Chewbacca's wearing a tutu, and R2-D2, he's not activated. That's just messing with people. That's ruining their experience. You didn't want it ruined for you, so don't do that. I was walking out of a movie theater, and one girl, she was saying the whole thing to a friend of hers as well, and I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, okay, do you not see the four people behind you that are walking towards the movie theater to go see this? Because that's the only movie that they're going to see, because it's midnight when we were getting out, but hey. As a Star Wars fan, this was the movie that we were waiting for, like, seriously. Episodes 1, 2, and 3, when they all came out, we were all amped up, and we were like, yes, another Star Wars movie, yes, a new story being told, we need to see this. And then Phantom Menace came out, and it brought Jar Jar into our lives. I hate Jar Jar. So, yeah. No, there is no Jar Jar in this movie. Yes. But, but yeah, The Force Awakens, this is on par with the original trilogy. Now, that being said, and I know that there are going to be a lot of people like, this movie is nothing compared to the original trilogy. I know that. I get that. But some other people have to realize, you gotta learn how to move on with the times. You gotta accept things are going to change. And they did. Some things stay the same, some things changed. There's a light side, there's a dark side. Those things have not changed. We have an empire. We have a new order instead of an empire now. We have a rebellion still, but I don't really... They're supposed to be rebelling against the new order, but the first order, but first order really doesn't have that much power, so there really isn't anything to rebel against. It's more of a stoppage team, but that's probably a whole other debate on military tactics that I am in no inclination to get involved in. Yeah. So, we have the First Order, we have the Rebellion, we have the dark side, we have the light side, we have a lot of points that they took straight from Episode 4, A New Hope. And they did it right. They didn't try to CGI everything. They didn't try to make Rey a damsel in distress. They made her a strong character. God. They made Finn a funny, relatable character. God. No Jar Jar. Epic. BB-8. For a soccer ball, he could hustle. I will say that. He was right there with everybody when they were running. I love that. He's not R2, but it's like, he's not R2, but he's just as cute. You know, it's like, okay, I have a puppy and a puppy. They're two different breeds. One is a German Shepherd and one is a pit, but they're still cute. That's what's going on with the droids, okay? We have Han and Leia. Again, it's a nod to the old. We have Han and Leia here, and they aren't the Han and Leia that we knew because time has changed them. And I love that about this movie. You know, it had nods to the original trilogy, episodes 4, 5, and 6, for those of you that don't know. But it stood on its own because they're introducing these 3 new characters of Rey, Finn, and Poe. And, well, 4 characters. BB-8. I will count him as a character. He is cute, he's adorable, and like I said, that soccer ball could hustle. And we go through the entire movie, and we're invested. And that's the beauty of Star Wars. And I think that's where the prequel trilogy was lacking. We were introduced to these people as characters that we've already cared about them. So it's like, okay, we're already invested in these characters, so you have to play these characters but younger, and here's the material. And we weren't as invested. We didn't grow to love them the way we did in the trilogy before, in the original trilogy. We have that chance now with the new 3. So, as a fangirl, as a Star Wars fan, this movie was great. This movie was a perfect setup. It was a setup for more movies, but then also at the same time, we also get more of the core enjoyment, the core fantasy, the core where they're pulling away from, you know, everything that did not work. You know, they didn't rely so heavily on the CGI. They didn't sit back and say, okay, well, this is just the way things are, so, we'll work with it. They went and they were like, you know what, let's see what works. Let's make the characters likable. Let's make the adventures grand. Let's sit back and do impossible things like they did in the first 3. Whereas the other 3, not so much. Now, to my thoughts on the movie as a storyteller. Yeah, it was okay. when you sit back and you look at it, you're like, yeah, these have echoes of the first movie. And by the first movie, I mean A New Hope, episode 4. They had echoes of it. They had heavy echoes of it. Like one linchpin scene, I'm like, in the movie theater, I was like, oh no, I see what's coming. And it can be predictable. There are points that it is very predictable. And some people might not like that. Some people might jump on that and be like, see, they can't write a new movie. They went and they did very well with this. Even though they have those predictable moments, it's something that has to happen. And I know I saw another review. That one was chock full of spoilers, and she was saying how this one event didn't really have to happen. And as a storyteller, I can sit back and I can say, you know what? In a way, it did have to happen. And there are a lot of events like that in the movie where you sit back and you're like, man, why'd that have to happen? They didn't have to put that in there. They didn't need this A, B, C, D. Yeah, they did. Because then otherwise some things wouldn't make sense. I'm not sure if I'm going to make a spoiler review because I could go on and on about the specifics of each character and then give things away about the movie, but I don't think I want to do that just quite yet. I might do a character analysis, I want to say, on on Kylo, and his character was very interesting to me. That is a character that I want them to flesh out because there was so much potential there that he can be, excuse my language for saying so, but his character, there's only one of two ways they're gonna go. You can either make him epic in his villainy or you can make him into a total pussy. I'm hoping that for episode 8 and episode 9 that he becomes epic in his villainy. He deserves to become epic in his villainy. Don't know if it's gonna happen. Hopefully they won't make him into like this huge pussy, but who knows. I'm hoping that Disney will I'm hoping that Disney will do right by us. I really do. But to anyone, I will say that this movie, even though it does have a couple of predictable moments, this movie is really good. It needs to be seen by everyone. It's that good. It deserves all of the high scores that it's getting. You know, in the only problems really that are the major problems that are found are by people who just sit around and look for problems in movies. Otherwise, if you just want to sit back, unplug, just decompress for 2 hours, this is a great movie to do that with. And it makes you hopeful again for everything that happened with the original trilogy. And we get to see where the new crew is going to go, and I can't wait to see it. So that is my review. I recommend Star Wars 100%. Go ahead and go see it. And I don't know, I think I might be back next week. It depends on if I feel like subjecting myself to the new Point Break movie. That's about the only thing that I would go see this coming Christmas anyways. Or if you want, I can do a review of The Last Witch Hunter, which I also saw. Let me know in the comments below. And if you like the review, like the page, like the channel, like and subscribe, and I will be more than happy to sit back and make more reviews for you. Anyways, this is Dawn, signing off, and goodbye.